everyone and welcome back to Primary Perks. Just quickly, I just want to say I'm sorry for not getting a video up before now. I've been on holiday in Turkey for 2 weeks and I've been back just preparing for uni as I start next Monday, which I'm really excited about, so yes, apologies for that. However, today I thought I would do a video on the topic of the QTS Skills test, the maths and English ones that you need to do. I'm sure that most of you have passed them now, as obviously we're very close to September now, so most of you will be starting your course within the next couple of weeks. However, I thought it might be just quite a helpful video, some last minute tips to help you pass so you can start your course in the next couple of weeks. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a background story about where I sat my tests and how I revised for it and the journey that I've been on, because like I said in my previous video, that some people might find the skills test really easy, no problem at all. However, I really struggled with them and I'm aware that many people might also be struggling with them. Apologies if I keep looking down, I've got my notes that I've written here just so I don't miss anything out. I sat my first English test back in 2014 and I originally failed that test by 2 marks, and in all honesty I didn't really do a whole load of revision beforehand. I was just leaving school and I genuinely did think it would be a breeze. I thought I've got my English GCSE, I will be fine. However, it was harder than I expected, and yeah, obviously I failed by 2 marks, so I realised that I needed to go back and maybe do a bit more revision. But on the same day I then had my maths test, which I knew would always be a bit more of a struggle for me because maths has never really been my strongest point, but I came out failing by 6 marks, so it was a really gutting day. So I went home and I had a new idea what I was going to do. I was going to sit down, I was going to revise, I was looking online for help. So I decided to just book an English test because I knew that maths was my weakest point, so I was thinking if I can get English out of the way and pass that, then I can put all my focus into maths. So I did that, I revised for English, and then I went to sit my test again, and I failed by 1 mark this time, and I was so frustrated with myself. I put a lot of work in and a lot of effort in, and it just didn't pay off, which I was really annoyed about. So at this point, it was, I think it was around August, because I left them quite late to pass, which is a tip, don't leave them that late. And now obviously looking back, I realised that I shouldn't have left them as late as I did, but never mind, that's what happened. So I had, I think it was about a week left to pass both of my skills tests before I was going to go onto my undergraduate primary education course, and I just was so stressed about it. I got really upset. I was thinking teaching wasn't for me, and I looked at doing something else, and with my mum's help and my mum's advice, she advised me to maybe look into doing a different course at the same university, which I did in the end. So I then went off and I studied at University of Roehampton for 3 years, and I did the Early Childhood Studies course, which I did really enjoy, and I learnt a lot, and I'm really glad I went to do that. However, obviously it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I did really want to do the teaching course, and it was a bit tricky living with, I think there was 11 of us in the flat, and I think 9 of them were studying primary education, so they were going on to placements, and I was, you know, just felt a bit like a failure because I didn't pass the test when everyone else had. But never mind, I did the 3 years at uni. I really enjoyed all 3 years. I learnt a lot, and I don't regret any of it because I do believe, you know, everything happens for a reason. So yeah, that's what happened then. So I graduated last July, July 2017, with a 2-1, so I was really pleased. And then I thought, brilliant, I'm gonna go and do my PGCE, which I was obviously only another 1 year. So I had my plans of doing that, and I thought that's really, really good. I'll have all my 3 attempts left for all my tests, because back then it was, you had, if you failed 3 of your tests, you were locked out for 2 years, and so 3 years had gone by, and I thought, yeah, I've got all 3 attempts left for both maths and English. So I went off and I went to go and sit I think I sat my English one again. Yeah, I think I went to go and sit my English. And so annoyingly, I failed again. So this was the 3rd time I'd failed English, but I didn't really let it get to me, because I thought I've still got another 2 attempts left. So then I went back home and went to book my test, realising that it said I was locked out until August 2019. And I just couldn't understand it. I thought, no, I've got 3 tests. I've got 2 tests left. Why is it locking me out now? And then after reading the small print of the terms and conditions and reading more online, I found out that you're only locked out for 2 years once you take your 3rd and final test. And obviously 3 years previous, I only took 2 English exams and not the whole 3. So when I went to go and sit my, what I thought, first test, it was actually my last test. It might be really confusing. It was confusing for me too, but that's what happened. So I was then, from then on, locked out for another 2 years. So at this point, I thought, this is 5 years of my life that I've almost just not been able to do what I want to do. I was so heartbroken. I just felt like giving up teaching and the idea of teaching completely. And I thought, I'm gonna have to find something else that I'm passionate to do. So this was again after I graduated, so I think it was in August time, and then I obviously had to find a job because I was living at home. I had just completed uni, I had no job to go into, so I did my research and I thought, what am I going to do? And I thought going working in a school as a teaching assistant would be the best way forward, and I could do that for 2 years before attempting the tests again after a lot of thought and realising that there was nothing else I wanted to do. And I thought, I'm not going to give up now. I've been on a 4-year journey almost already. I wasn't going to give up. So that's what I did. I went to a couple of interviews at school, and I was very lucky and fortunate enough to get a job fairly quickly. I think I started my job at the end of September, and I was a teaching assistant in a year 1 class in a really small primary school. It only went up to year 2, so it was really nice. I had a fantastic teacher I worked with. All of the other members of staff are brilliant, and looking back now, I don't think anything better could have happened for me, because I learned so much in that year that I now feel ready to go and actually be a teacher, because I've watched it firsthand doing the TA role. So that's what I did, and I really, really enjoyed that, and I left that school in July. And I know you're probably now thinking, I thought I said I was going to be there 2 years. Well, I did, until the government back in this February 2018 changed the criteria of the tests, and I've heard a load of talk online saying that they're going to scrap the skills tests, and I never really believed it until it came onto the government website that they were scrapping the 2-year lockout after 3 attempts, and I couldn't believe it. And I was so happy, because then I thought I can finish this school year at school and then hopefully this September go off and do my PGCE at last. So that's what I did. So from June, I think I passed both my tests in June. I revised every night after school. I used to finish my job at about 3:30, 4:45, and I used to get home and I used to sit and do at least 2 hours every night on English. Maths. So I focused my whole effort on maths, knowing that that was going to be my struggle. And the pressure wasn't there anymore, because I realised I didn't only have 3 attempts, I had as many attempts as I liked, which helped massively. So yeah, that's what I did, and I passed both of my tests. I passed my English and my maths on the same day back in June, which was the happiest day. I came out and I was in floods of tears. I just couldn't believe it. After 4 years, I'd finally done it. And everyone was really, really pleased for me as well, so that was great. So now I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can pass the QTS Skills tests. So for English, personally, I didn't really do a whole load of revision, so I know this video might be it might not be relevant if English is what you really need, but I will just quickly tell you what I did go on. So I think he was called Steve Padget. I will have a look and I'll link it down below, or I'll pop it just here somewhere. He had a guide to passing the English tests. So if you don't know, the English test is a mixture of spelling, grammar, punctuation and comprehension was my weak point. So I focused on that. So I think sit a free test that you can get on the government website, and it will break down your marks for you. So it will tell you may have got 49% in the punctuation and 15% in the comprehension and etc, etc. So then you know where your weakest point lies. And then I read over Steve's resources. He had really, really helpful ones. He had booklets that were free to use. You could print off, you could do it however you liked. And that's all I did. But in all honesty, I only did that for probably 3 or 4 days prior to my test, because like I said, maths was the one that I really needed help on. So now coming to maths. For maths, I got a couple of things. I brought this QTS book, and in all honesty, I didn't really use it, and that's not me saying it isn't any good. I know a lot of people that have passed using this book, and it's definitely worth getting. If you're not really sure what the maths test involves, it's a really good thing to get. It's a good starting point to just look through and highlight things you don't understand. But coming down to my revision, I didn't use it as much as I probably thought I was going to use it. It's purely because I found this guy online called Peter Godden, and I'm sure some of you are going to know who Peter Godden is, but he basically has a website called Teach Me Maths, which again I'll link here. And he was basically my hero because he helped me pass my test. He did, or he still does, lots of advice online. He does videos, tutorials, he does one-to-one sessions. He's done a course online which you pay a set amount of money every month. I think it was £50, which sounds like it is a lot of money. However, when you think about getting a tutor, which I looked into, they're about £30–40 an hour, where this was £50 a month. And you could use it as many times as you like. It included 25 practice tests, so that was really, really helpful as well, just for you to get your head around what the real test is going to be like. So yeah, that is who I used and who helped me pass them, and I could not recommend him enough. He goes through every topic in the maths criteria that you need for the test. He breaks them down, he does videos. There may be things that you already know how to do, but it's definitely worth going over to his website, teachmemaths.com, and also having a look on the Facebook page. I think it's Teach Me Maths again, but again I'll link it down below. And there are many, many people that are going to be in the same boat as you, are struggling to pass your tests, and it's just a really, really good support network. The last tip I want to give you is don't give up. It's taken me 4 years to get here, and I'm finally about to start my course in 6 days, and I never thought the day would come. So don't give up, don't think you're not teacher worthy. You can do it. You just need to practice and revise, set aside the time to do that, and believe in yourself. If you would like to ask any questions, then please put a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer you. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. I was giving you some advice, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.